Again, we're dealing with the problem of classification of syntactic stylistic devices, and we're talking about patterns of syntactic arrangement. Antithesis, as we have already mentioned above, is a syntactic stylistic device based on the author's desire to stress certain qualities of the thing by pointing it to another thing possessing antagonistic features. It is a juxtaposition of contrasting ideas, usually in a balanced way. For example, they speak like saints and act like devils. We should distinguish between the two notions, contrast and antithesis. Some theorists use them as absolute synonyms. Contrast is a literary device, not linguistic, which is based on logical opposition between the phenomena set one against another. And now about enumeration. Enumeration is a syntactic stylistic device which separates things, properties, or actions brought together and form a chain, syntactically in the same position, one in the same parts of speech. So one may conclude that there should be observed certain semantic homogeneity as well. Most phenomena, things, objects, actions, etc., which are enumerated, have some kind of relations with each other. In fact, it is the associations plus social experience that have resulted in the formation of what is known as semantic fields. Enumeration as a stylistic device may be conventionally called a sporadic semantic field. So the author quoted by us presents two cases of enumeration. And now let us deal with examples. Their herald gazes on a work divine, a blending of all beauties, streams and dells, fruit, foliage, crag, wood, cornfield, mountain, vine, and chiefless castles breathing stern farewells from grey but leafy walls where ruin greenly dwells. As you can see, each word is closely associated semantically with the following and preceding words in the enumeration, and the effect is what the reader associates with natural scenery. The enumeration here is not homogeneous. Here there is a clash between terminological vocabulary and common neutral words. There is also clash of concepts, friends and mourners. Galperin provides with another interesting example as well. Fleur's wisdom in refusing to write to him was profound, for he reached each new place entirely without hope or fever, and could concentrate immediate attention on the donkeys and tumbling bells, the priests, patios, beggars, children, crowing cocks, sombreros, cactus hedges, old high white villages, goats, olive trees, greening plains, singing birds in tiny cages, water cellars, sunsets, melons, mules, great churches, pictures, and swimming gray-brown mountains of a fascinating land. The enumeration presented above is used as a device to depict scenery through a tourist's eyes. According to Galperin, the various elements of this enumeration can be approximately grouped in semantic fields. Group number 1, donkeys, mules, crowing cocks, goats, singing birds. Group number 2, priests, beggars, children, water sellers. Number 3, villages, patios, cactus hedges, churches, tumbling bells, sombreros, pictures. Group number 4, sunsets, swimming gray-brown mountains, greening plains, olive trees, melons. Goldsworthy found it necessary to arrange them not according to logical semantic centers, but in some other order, in one which apparently would suggest the rapidly changing impressions of a tourist. The parts of the enumeration can be likened to the strokes of a painter's brush, who, by an inimitable choice of colors, presents to our eyes an unforgettable image of the life and scenery of Spain. And now about syntactical stylistic devices based on peculiar linkage. asyndeton and polysyndeton. Asyndeton is a deliberate avoidance of conjunctions in constructions in which they would be normally used. He could not go abroad alone. The sea upset his liver. He hated hotels. The dove splashed, floated, splashed, swam, snorted. Anyway, like I was saying, shrimp is a fruit of the sea. You can barbecue it, boil it, broil it, bake it. There is shrimp kebab, shrimp creole, shrimp gumbo, pan-fried, deep-fried, stir-fried. There is pineapple shrimp, lemon shrimp, coconut shrimp, pepper shrimp, shrimp soup, shrimp stew, shrimp salad, shrimp and potatoes, shrimp burger, shrimp sandwich. That's about it. And polysyndeton, which is an identical repetition of conjunctions, used to emphasize simultaneousness of described actions, to disclose the author's subjective attitude toward the characters, to create the rhythmical effect. For example, the heaviest rain and snow and hail and sleet could boast of the advantage over him in only one respect. The repetition of conjunctions in other means of connection make an utterance more rhythmical, so much that prose may even seem like verse. So one of the functions of polysyndeton is a rhythmical one. In addition to this, as Galperin states, it has disintegrating function. It combines homogeneous elements of thought into one whole resembling enumeration. But the latter, which integrates both homogeneous and heterogeneous elements into one whole, polysyndeton causes each member of a string of facts to stand out conspicuously. That is why we say that polysyndeton has a disintegrating function. Enumeration shows things united. Polysyndeton shows them isolated.